Again, this student started with a sketchbook, collecting ideas for print and pattern for interiors inspired by nature. So she again researches artists and responds as she's going, exploring some of the different techniques and ideas that the artists use. So she uses these, she tries some digital experimentation in response, just starting to collect ideas of what she might actually do herself. She likes quite bold prints, she likes layering of imagery, and she's particularly interested in sort of natural forms in terms of flowers, leaves, but also fruit as well. So you'll see as she progresses that she documents these. In terms of visit, this student actually went to Beamish and studied some of the wallpaper in Beamish Museum as her visit for the project. She responded to these looking at how things were used in repetition. She also considers some of the other imagery that she sees at Beamish. She continues to reference designers, again responding to them with different print techniques, analysing colour choices that different designers use, and spacing and layering. Once she's referenced this, she starts to collect her own imagery, and she looks at natural forms in terms, as I mentioned before, plants, leaves, a variety of flowers, and she groups them in colour as she's starting to think about what colours work together. She also looks at different fruit, and then starts to do some simple motif drawings of the things that she's seen. It's these motifs that she takes in line and colour to start thinking about in repetition what she could do. So some of this is done by hand, some of it's done digitally using Adobe Photoshop, and she's looking at placement as she travels. She then uses some of those techniques that she's developed on Photoshop to start using screen printing techniques onto papers and also fabrics, because she'd like these to be used for interiors, for wallpapers, etc., but also to be used for interior fabrics, for curtains, for cushions. So these are some of the outtakes that she did. Some of them are not as successful, but she realises that as she progresses and uses the most successful elements to take forward. She then returns to some digital techniques to look at how she can mix some elements. Her final ideas, she's producing a collection of wallpaper, mixing the imagery that she's got in her work, and she validates that and explains why she's doing that. She also shows how these could be used in context in the home setting, so as wallpaper, as lampshades, as rugs, as cushions, as feature walls, etc. The outcomes are large lengths of wallpaper, which I'll show you next. So as a response to this project, this student produced a series of wallpaper samples as if for a collection. So these are 5 of the 6 that she produced. The final one is actually a full length of wallpaper to show how they could be used if it was for interiors. So this larger piece that the student has produced utilises the outline of the orange in repetition, but just using different colours and layering the imagery up. But it's really quite striking as the final piece.